Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do a tutorial for Unity on how to do 2D player movement. This works for top down or uh, a side scroller. I don't know what the actual term for that is, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. Um, in this example, we're going to use the game I've been working on and use a simple player character. And I'll show you how to do this. It's going to be quick and easy, and I'll share a snippet of the code in the description. So I think it's annoying. Like, I'm going to walk through the code, but I think if you're going to go through all the trouble, you should give a good example of the code to people viewing too. So when I do these videos, and I figured it'd also be nice to share some of the code that I'm working on in separate videos from the devlogs so you guys can kind of deep dive into it and find the specific stuff that will be helpful to your project. So basically, I have a player object. This can be anything. You can just put a box in there. Um, what you're going to want to have on that is a rigid body 2D. These are the basic things that are necessary. Is a rigid body 2D, and you're going to want to put it simulated, continuous, start awake, none, and freeze rotation Z, and dynamic. That's what I like to use for this. And the other thing that you're going to need is a player script. So the best way to do that is to just come here in the folder wherever your player is and create right click, create a script. I named it player movement. You can name it whatever you want. Just remember it needs to be named the same here as it is in your folder. And really simple. So we require a component of rigid body 2D, and then we define that as RB. We define this variable movement vector, so we can reference that later. So we can find the direction, and we define speed. When the player starts up, in my game I pull it from a player script, which has the variable in there because it can change based off of his stats, right? But in here, we're just going to define it as 10. And then you just have an update function. So we call the speed when it starts up. And then as it's running, it's basically now going to be listening for any key inputs, WSAD. And based off of which key is pressed, it will either move you on the Y axis or the X axis or both. And really simple, it uses your vector plus speed plus time delta to normalize it and then moves the position of your character. So I'll just start it up so you guys can see with this live. So what I failed to mention there is after you make this script, you need to save it and then drag it to your player. So you can like literally just drag it over, put it on there, and you can see here the player movement script is on there. There's nothing else to do. You just hit start, and then when you're in your game, you should be able to move your character around. I have the speed really high right now, but yeah, that's literally all there is to it. And let me show you if you reduce the speed. We'll just reduce it to 1, so that's 10 times slower. And save it. And yeah, you'll see, yeah, he slows down quite a bit then, right? So yeah, that's all there is to it. Actually, he's still pretty fast, but that's all there is to it. Hope you guys enjoy. Like I said, like and subscribe, and comment if you want to see specific tutorials on things in the next videos. And I'll leave the code in a just below so you guys can reference it. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.